Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video of the Stefan Against the World series. Today we are going to continue pushing blitz chess. Now I'm starting with e4 and now the opponent plays the Caro-Kann. I'm simply going to place two pawns in the center and now I'm going to advance my pawn. Now usually the opponent does develop, but here my opponent decides to go for this more structured and more locked position, and here I could basically play c3, but I think c4 is the better move in this position. And now let's see what the opponent does. If I take, my opponent is going to take back with a pawn and then he will be able to develop the knight, but let's just simply play like this first. And I know his knight is probably going to go there, but as soon as we continue with our development, everything should be fine. Now in this position, I could take, but I'm not actually going to take. Why? Because then he is going to capture here, and that is not going to be good for us. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this move right here, b3, and after he takes, I'm simply going to take back with the pawn. You can see this strong pawn structure right here is going to help me maintain a strong center, and now I'm simply going to develop the bishop, and he cannot do anything about it. Now, I could suspect him pushing in the future, but for now, he is not going to do any of that stuff, and I could simply take here as well. That is an idea, but I think I'm just going to cap a castle, and now after something like this, everything is going to be normal. Okay, so my opponent attacks my knight. I'm just going to drop into the center of the board, and then at some point I'm going to attack him and sort of try to get him to go away, because him staying with the bishop there is not really beneficial for my position. Now you can see he dropped back, but he also has opened the position, which can be beneficial for me in the future, but for now there is not an immediate attack that we have, of course. So here what I would be looking is to start an attack on this side of the board, and this is why I'm going to play queen to e1 and then queen to g3 and then start an attack on that side, because with the rook open it's going to be way easier to do that. Okay, so now we are getting attacked like this, and not necessarily directly attacked, but my opponent is definitely trying to advance on that side of the board, simply because from there on he's going to be able to sort of create counterplay, right? And that is what he's trying to do, obviously. And now you can see that I cannot go with the knight there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide back. And you can see my opponent has actually found a little tactic. Now, is it really a tactic? We have to see. Why? Because now I'm going to attack here, and this is still under attack. So I'm probably going to win the pawn back, and if he's not able to defend it right away, we are going to have a fork, and then we're going to obviously win a piece. Now, wait, I have to fix my OBS, don't I? Can you see? Okay, you can see. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but you can see that we are threatening this. And why am I saying ignore that? That this was a little tactic, because on the first glance, if you take, he's going to be able to capture this, and that is not good for you, obviously. Now here, my opponent is clearly trying to get the best that he can in this specific position, but for me, I don't think I'm even going to care about that. I'm just going to capture here, and and right now he's actually the one that is put in a pretty awkward position, and I think that capturing is not even a bad idea, because now, okay, I'm attacking the rook, but at the same time, my rook is attacked. So instead of just going for a trade, I'm going to try to win this pawn and try to take advantage of the fact that that is under attack as well. Now you can see, of course, he's going to have the danger levels, and now I'm just going to slide back, and from here you can see that I'm going to start an attack on that side of the board. It's very obvious, and I've been telling you for a longer time now, and you probably knew that that was happening. And what I'm going to do now is going to be quite tricky. Now, I am thinking about sacrificing, but that is not really a necessary thing to do. But I think it's cool. So maybe I'm first going to go here and then I'll sacrifice. Sacrificing now is going to give me the advantage of the position, and the problem is that the opponent is now going to be able to compromise. Though I'm just going to capture like this, and hopefully we're going to have some discovered attack. And you can see my opponent did not even capture back the bishop. And now I'm just going to capture another pawn, and I'm going to be up material right now, simply because after the trade I'm having a better position and more material at the same time since I won the pawn back. We have a lot of ideas over here of attack, but I think the best one is simply to jump in the knight like this. I think that is the best option that we've got right now, and I suspect him going here simply to protect the pawn, because that is a very important aspect of his position and a very important asset for his defense as well. But the most I think we could make out of is this check, and after that check we are going to be able to do something. Now I'm also looking at something like knight to f6 afterwards, simply because after that we are going to be able to sort of remaneuver the knight and attack some other pieces and open up some attacks, or maybe even bring the rook to f1 after we manage to make the bishop go away. Now I can see that my opponent is obviously trying to hang on to this pawn right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go back here, and of course I'm not going to leave my queen hanging, and now we have to take quite a few seconds to calculate here. That looks quite interesting. If he drops forward, I'm going to give a check like this, and hopefully we are going to have something very interesting right here. And I think we found a great tactic, I'm not gonna lie. This is a great puzzle, and this is what you get from doing a lot of puzzles. It's simply one of the best advice that you can give to 99% of chess beginners. And you can see that due to this checkmating pattern, we have found a win. Now let's analyze the game real quick, because it has ended quite soon. But we have played quite an interesting idea in the Caro-Kann. Now my opponent did not exactly play what I expected him to play, and here I found this move c4. I can even see the grandmasters that didn't even play something like this, but from the graph I was not the most accurate person, which is sad because it went so well, then it went bad for quite a few moves, and then it went really great. And okay, we won, but you always need to try to be as perfect as you can. So we found the right idea here. We have a better position simply because we have a strong center, and here I'm not even supposed to take, or maybe I am. I mean, I thought of this, and then something like queen to d3, and queen to d3 is not the correct idea. Queen to a4 is the correct idea to attack the bishop at the same time, and after something like this protecting, what you're going to do is apparently you're going to castle. Now I didn't do that, of course you saw, and after he attacks, okay, here we have a great position. I was thinking about something like queen to e2, but queen to e1 I think was way more obvious, and here dropping back trying to go here was not the best idea, and I actually saw after I saw that he could play this move h5, and I'm kind of getting overrun by the pawns. And right here you can see I have found this correct move like this, and after I capture and then capture here, moving the rook up is the wrong idea. Okay, I also was thinking about something like this, and I thought that he would probably just push, but apparently now I slide my rook out of the way and then I can capture. Okay, so this was the mistake that I've done over here, and after that I managed to still stabilize the position, and here this is not even the best move. Apparently I should have taken right away, and you know I've been thinking about that, but I didn't actually do it. And here after a few captures, my opponent manages to lose the game, and from here on we have found a really nice checkmating pattern like this. And I saw that if he goes here, because he cannot even go there, I'm just going to give a check. He cannot escape, and we deliver checkmate. Now we are getting closer to 2000 elo every single game, and what we are at right now is 1878 on Lichess. Now this is not my best game, but this is not my worst game either. And I hope that this series is the most educational series for you out there, because I'm explaining every single move, and in this series I'm actually going to explain you how you can do it as well. And that's why I'm telling you every single time, okay, we take the strong center, and you also saw the calculation. I often draw arrows, and I often explain every single move that I make, and that is basically my idea behind it. Now, if we analyze real quick, we can see that Stockfish here is calculating some stupid lines. Don't even concern yourself with something like this. I mean, it's crazy, but it's also impossible to spot something like this, simply because I don't even think Magnus would spot something like this. Magnus has found some great ideas, but it's crazy to give up the knight like this. I'm not gonna lie. So, Magnus, if you're watching this video, which you're probably not, but let me know if you actually would have found this tactic. And if you are, then let me know in the comments below. And also you watching this, let me know whether or not you are having fun, and whether or not you are being able to improve. See you next time.